What makes a person of interest? Coach Michael Burt cuts to the chase, interviewing some of the biggest names in the world. How do they think? What makes them tick? What are their thought processes? And how they became a person of interest.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Person of Interest. Many of you know that many years ago, I wrote a book that would become one of my most popular books about how you become a must-have versus a nice-to-have, and how you dominate a space. You're not in the field, you are the field. So, about a year ago, I decided to bring a podcast back that I did many years ago, and it was really selfish on my part because it allowed me to interview some of the top thought leaders in the world. And so I'm coming back with Person of Interest. We've had some incredible people on this that you would know, whether it be the Ed Milet's or Grant Cardone's or Tim Story's or Tim Grover. And today we've got a true industry leader in Jonathan Hawkins. Jonathan, welcome. Welcome to my lodge, because we're doing this at my beautiful lodge out in Christiana, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. Thank you. And we're glad to be here.
And, you know, I like to refer to you as a freak of nature. I hope you take that as a compliment, because it really is a compliment.
Yeah. I think everybody's going to laugh at that.
And, you know, it's just based on your unique background, your unique experiences, your unique education, your unique thought patterns. You know, you've really kind of carved out a very specific niche for you. Or if we want to say, if we want to be fancy, niche for you.
Niche.
But you're out of Huntington Beach, California. And tell us a little bit, for the people that don't know you. Jonathan Hawkins has been retained by my company to, one, help our company find and fill the missing marketing structures. Because I'm adamant that many people out there are real good, but they're just not real known. And so over the last 2 days, Jonathan has worked with my team, everybody on my team, on finding these missing structures, which could represent millions of new dollars. There we go. Millions of more dollars. And not only has he helped us find missing structures that could produce millions of dollars, just in 2 days, by the way, but he's also taught us how to properly promote events, how to push promotion cycles, how to really optimize, I guess would be the right word, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are selling the wrong thing. So just to take a few steps back, the reason that I'm doing this and I understand the way that things work is I was an intel officer in the military, and when it came to intelligence and when it came to interrogation, we had to understand that you're not marketing, you're not talking to the person, you're marketing to the brain. So if you understand the way that the brain works, then we can do things based off of the way that the brain is going to act, the way that it's going to function, the way that people are wired to take action. So when it comes to marketing, what we've developed is this intelligent marketing method, which we prove and we show that, one, you're selling the wrong thing. Not only are you selling the wrong thing, but you're doing so and you're actually putting up these blockers in the brain because you're doing so in a way where the brain is not going to take action. And so that's not only what we're teaching you, but we're bringing to the entire Monster Nation. So very grateful, super excited to be a part of it.
And what Jonathan is referring to is we have partnered to create this Monster Marketer, this new division of the company, because I'm not a marketer by trade. I'm a coach, right? Like, I create content, I coach people, but my skill set is not in marketing. I didn't have any study in marketing. So what we've done is we've partnered to bring a new division called Monster Marketer, where we're going to be doing events, consultations, strategy for folks. And I can't tell you how many people need this, starting with me, by the way, is because I think, you tell me that this is not true, that most people just look out to someone they think is very successful, like a Grant Cardone or somebody that's famous, Tony Robbins or whoever, and they say, well, that dude's doing it. We need to be doing it. But they don't understand that dude's got a whole team of people that have studied marketing, that are actually running promotional cycles. There's psychology behind it. Like you said, brain science. Would that be considered neuroscience?
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it for sure.
So isn't that a mistake most people make? Is a guy like me that's coming up through the ranks, that's making a headway, says, oh, if that dude's doing it, hey, we need to be doing it.
The problem is they don't know what it means.
That's correct.
They think they know what people are doing, but they're only seeing stuff from the surface. They don't understand the automations. They don't understand the intelligence behind it. They don't understand the referral process. They don't understand exactly what people are doing, so they just start doing it. And this it is throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Unfortunately, that's not a very successful model to follow, and it's not usually going to work.
Why are so many people poor at marketing? Now, what I mean by that is there's the argument out there is going to be we have hired marketing firms, PR special. Like I think one of the worst investments I ever made was when I wrote the book Zebras and Cheetahs with a co-author. The publishing company said, we're going to give you this advance, Wiley, major publisher, but you got to have a PR person. So we hire a PR person. She was delightful, friendly, Southern, North Carolina. I liked her, but she would get us on obscure radio shows in Ithaca, New York at 4 a.m. in the morning, and we would be in magazines that nobody read. And like I literally felt like I was just spending $4,000 a month for nothing. No thing, Jonathan. Why are so many people terrible at this?
Well, that's because they don't understand the strategy behind it. They want to get on more podcasts. They want to go in magazines. They want to go into the news. They want to do all these things on social media, but they don't understand where does this fit into the cycle? Where is the next step? You like to talk about structures. Mm-hmm. You like to push people to a specific structure. I like to push people to a next step because the brain is wired like a chess piece. We do one step, you do one step. We cannot do multiple steps and then wait on you, right? And I can't do checkmate on the first step. And so when it comes to marketing, everybody's looking for the magic pill. They're looking for the secret sauce. And unfortunately, that's not the way that it works. Now, will some people advance faster than others? Yes, but it's our job, it's our mission as a marketer to plant that vision and to allow them and to guide them and to kind of give them that nudge when they need that nudge. So most people are not good at marketing because that's not their unique ability. That's not the thing that they're supposed to be doing, nor do they have the time to do it. For me, that's what I do. That's the only thing that we do. If I wanted to do this and be in this and do all these different things, I wouldn't be as good as I am now. So, when you're seeing all these things on social, whatever it is, if you don't know exactly everything that happens before that, if you don't understand the hard work, if you don't understand the years of practice that it took to build it, then you probably shouldn't be staying up all night at 2 a.m. Googling and YouTubing and trying to figure it all out if somebody already has the answers.
So this is going to make me sick. I'm going to preface it with this. But I think the audience needs to hear this because what we are rolling out, you and I, is I have a special skill set. I can influence people. People like me. I know how to build structures. I know how to coach people, right, to increase performance. And that could be millions of new dollars. But I still feel like to be a person of interest and to do the whole thing, at some point, marketing has got to become an accelerator. There's only so many people I can reach the way I'm doing it.
Definitely.
Right, which is grind it out. 17 years. Bad hotels. I don't do that anymore, but you understand. Mm-hmm. How much money do you think I'm leaving on the table based on the last 2 days with me? Make me sick, Jonathan.
Man.
J squared. Make me sick.
I wouldn't. I mean, I think I can triple everything that you're doing online in maybe 3 to 4 months.
Nice.
Just based off of simple. And this is huge because it's not about doing all these advanced things. It's not about rechanging or doing everything. It's about let's make this simple. Let's make it easy for the consumer, for the client, for the customer, whatever it is that you're calling them. Let's make it easy for them to continue through the cycle, continue through the funnel. And we already have things built knowing we know how they think. We know that if they click something, their brain is actually wired to continue the step. So we don't ask for their email address instantly. We allow them to click a button that opens up a 2-step opt-in. Then they put in their email address. That's going to see 60% higher conversion rates just because they clicked a button that opened up the ability for them to put in their email address. And again, you can't play this checkmate on the first time. You can't instantly drive somebody to this high-ticket offer, this high-ticket event. You have to guide them there. And not only are you guiding them there to this high-ticket thing, but you're building up their sense of, wow, there's so much value in this. Wow, there's so much value in this. So when they get to that high-ticket thing, this is a steal, right? Wow, there's so many things that I got already that this is a no-brainer. Of course I'm taking action on this.
So when you think you triggered something, because when I was with Grant Cardone down in Miami, he says to me, you don't know how to bundle. You don't know how to stack. Like I stack these offers to make it so ridiculous that people can't say no to it, right? So I'm going to give you a 10X ticket, and I'm going to give you a boot camp, and I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to give you a private mentoring call with me, and I'm going to give you this. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing, but it shouldn't be the first thing that somebody sees.
Okay.
Because if it's the first thing that they see and they have the whole enchilada, then when they don't take that, it's going to be very hard for them to buy the pieces.
I gotcha.
So what we like to do is we teach our first conversion step is called product splintering. If you have this bundle, if you have this huge offering, that's great. Let's take those pieces and develop campaigns based off of those. So when they get to the bundle, it's a no-brainer. That's such a huge deal. But if they just see the deal, they see the trial, they see the discount, then their brain is not wired to take action on that, and they don't understand everything that's in this bundle. So I love bundles. I just don't like a bundle being shown as the first thing to a client.
So you were talking about something. It reminds me of something Tony Robbins said once. A good plastic surgeon. Not that I've had any. I need some, but I haven't had any. Never makes more. He said a good plastic surgeon never makes more than 2.2 millimeters of change, and they never make more than 7 changes. Small tweaks could have a huge impact. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and that's what you're saying is if somebody like me or our clients that are out there, they have big star potential. Whatever. They got a hard skill. They got a primary skill, right? Mm-hmm. They are baby stars in the grand scheme of things, but they have the potential to be big stars. They're real good, but they're not real known. Okay? They're real good, but they're not real known. That's a Brad Lee saying, by the way. And when you think about this, would you say that part of your role of what we're going to do with this monster marketing is, and I'm so excited about this because this has been a problem for me for a long time. And I was so hesitant to bring people into the Monster Nation because, I can't bring any fluff to my people. It hurts my credibility, right?
Definitely.
So, that's why I was so patient with you and I working through an agreement, trying to, you know what I'm saying?
And again, that's a chess match.
That's right. I'm just trying to make sure, okay, we're in alignment. We believe the same things. But part of your job, I guess if you had to say, is it helping them go from a baby star to a big star? Is it helping them become more known? Is it helping them capture more people? Like, how would you, if a person watching this says, okay, I'm interested in this monster marketer. I got a void. I'm real good, but I'm not real known. Or I'm doing this, but I could do this. And I think it's all of my clients, by the way. Mm-hmm. All of them. What would you say there? Do you help them? What specifically do you help them do? Is it make that transition? Elaborate someone else.
So we want to go through 5 things, and we've developed 5 core pieces of information and training and events, and they're all going to be based off of these 5 things that we want to teach for Monster Marketer. The first one starts with defining your core offer, defining your main thing, knowing what your niche is. Whatever that main thing is, that's where marketing comes into play. Most people start doing social media, they start doing this, and they don't understand what that main thing is. So first off, we want to define that core offer. The second thing is we want to teach people the social selling system. So social media is phenomenal, but most people complain about social media because it's not working for them. The reason that it's not working for them is because they don't understand the strategy. They don't understand the way that the brain is wired to take action. So we're going to teach people that through social. The third thing is intelligent follow-up. Intelligent follow-up is something that happens whether you're there or not, and it's done based off of the behavior and the characteristics of the other person. It can happen fast, it can happen over weeks, and it can happen over months, but we are going to allow the follow-up to happen based off of the way that the client, consumer, prospect, lead has already engaged or not engaged with us. That's how the follow-up should run. The fourth thing is what we call targeted referrals. I firmly believe if you aim for the wrong target, you'll hit it every time. And most people are just throwing this dart, aiming for this billion-dollar prize, million-dollar client, million-dollar this, and they have so many people on this outer ring of what we call the dartboard, but they're going for that bullseye every time, bullseye, 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 when they don't realize how many opportunities are sitting on that outer ring, and those people are going to refer and refer and refer based off of the marketing. And the last and probably the most important thing that we want to teach people is what we call ubiquitous marketing, which is how to be seen everywhere, even when you're not. And the way that you're going to be seen everywhere is understanding how you can implant your message into the subconscious. The subconscious is what gets somebody to take action, and that's what most people are missing. They hear about storytelling. They hear about, all these things and fancy colors and images and all these things that you should be using, but they don't understand the science behind it. When you tell a fact, the brain is using 2 portions. When you tell a story, the brain's now using 5. The most important piece of that is that if somebody believes or somebody can envision themselves as a part of your story, you're 10 times more likely to convert that lead or prospect into a client or customer. How do we do that? Through marketing. That's what we're doing through the Monster Marketer program.
Right. And you would say, out of every 10 businesses you see, how many of them have a marketing problem? 10?
9.9.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rare. That's the point, is that this skill set is so valuable, is that, do you know how many times that I've spoken at an event with the major players and people come up to me and said, dude, I had no idea who you were. I've never heard of you before.
Yeah.
But you're as good as X. And it's like a compliment.
Yeah.
But it's discouraging.
Yeah.
And here's where it turns into money, guys. I remember speaking at a conference that John Gordon was speaking at. John Gordon had the Energy Bus out, all these books that he writes. And great guy. And I was in one room, and they were paying me $5,000 to speak. He was speaking in another room, and they were paying him $50,000 to speak. And man, that just drove me crazy, Jonathan. Right? Like, no offense to John, because I think he's really good, but I'm good too.
Yep.
And so I went back to the meeting planner, and I said, was he 45,000 better than me? And he said, no, he wasn't. You were as good as him. The reviews for you were as good as his reviews, right? Well, then why did you pay him $45,000 more dollars? Here's what he said. He was more well-known. He had a best-selling book. He had an international following, right?
Yeah.
It was really marketing, proof of concept. He was just a bigger star.
Yep.
And the bigger star commanded more money.
Yeah. And the good thing about it is the bigger star is a perceived thing.
There we go.
It's a perceived thing that this person is a bigger star. They have a higher POI score.
Yes.
It's not that they have the higher bank account. It's not that they have the better material, the better training, but
Yes.
it's perceived that they do. And when the brain is perceiving that, guess what they're willing to do? Pay more. We got to get whatever he's got.
Now we're doing it. What button do you have to go? Like, ding, that was big. Yeah, there we go. That was, folks, you got your money's worth right there. Because this is true. This is true. This is part of the marketing play. Perceived value. It is perception.
Yep. And in teaching your team yesterday, when we were going over some of the first steps, we talked about how in this campaign, in this marketing, we want to accomplish 2 things. The first thing is perceived value. How do we accomplish perceived value? And then the second thing is actual value, because perceived value is only going to get you so far. Once it's perceived and you get on this stage and you're no good, you're not going back, right? You're not going to continue to progress. So we want to shape and we want to take what you already have. That's the thing, is most people realize, or don't realize, that they already have the assets. They already have the goods. They already know what they're doing. They already know that they want to speak. They already know that they want to coach, but they don't know, where does this fit into the cycle? Where are these assets? We have all these flyers. We have all these forums, these videos, these previous intensives, but how do we put those together to do more?
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to teach people.
Yeah, that's powerful. Because if you're out there and you're watching this show today, or you're listening to the podcast, and you know you got a marketing problem, you do not have a talent problem. I would tell you as a coach, now some of you have a talent problem. Some of you need to get better. And that's the truth. You need
and it's not necessarily that they got to get better, but they got to get clearer on what it is that they want to do.
That's
because
exactly
they want to be an expert in 50 different fields. Unfortunately, that just can't happen.
Yes, and I think that's good. They need to improve their primary skill. Let's say that. But if you're out there and you're going, man, I ain't got a skill problem. I don't have a talent problem. I've got a marketing problem. We can help you.
Definitely.
We can help you here. And just like I'm going through the process, I should have done this years ago, Jonathan, right? But I didn't know you years ago. And so I'm at the point now in my career that I want to accelerate. I want to scale. I want to expand. I want to become an international person, right? And I keep coming back to this concept that marketing is an accelerator. It is how do we distribute a message to people, to the right people? Because how much money is being lost by people going to websites that you never capture, that there's no campaign, that there's no...
So many. I
Something.
can't even. I have no clue. There's tons of money being left on the table because most people are focused on the next thing. That's why I'm huge on let's get more out of what you got. Let's figure these things out first before we start throwing in all these advanced new things coming out, before we start throwing in all these other things. Like, let's fix the bleeding website. Let's fix the bleeding things that are literally money is flowing away from you because things are not set up properly.
Why do website people not partner with marketing people like you? Because they're not marketing people.
Well, that's the problem.
They're technicians.
And that's the problem. And we always tell somebody a web developer is not a marketer. And if they want to be both, then it's going to be very hard to be very good, right? If we're preaching that they have to be good at their primary skill set, it's going to be very hard for them to do coding all day and to understand marketing and strategy in this. But I definitely believe that they need to know what the strategies behind it are, because the pages that are being built, the text that's going into these websites, just the eye funnel itself, understanding where people's eyes look. Web developers need to know this stuff. And if they don't know it, that's what we're here for. And I want to take a few steps back. I'm a huge advocate on no done for you services. We only do done with you services. And the reason that we do done with you services is because I cannot figure out what's going on in your mind.
Right.
I can't say the things that you say. I can't think the way that you think, but I can extract that, and I can help you put that into a marketing cycle. So done with you means let's do the things that you're doing and let's infuse marketing to make that work. Not, hey, we'll just do it all for you, because that usually doesn't work, because I don't say the same things that you do.
Sure.
I can't just create copy and then put you on stage and you're drastically saying something different. And they're like, wait a minute, this guy's talking about how good he is about this, but that doesn't even align with that. So we like to say done with you as opposed to done for you. That's why the Monster Marketer is so it's so key, because we're going to be doing these consultations, these events. We're going to be doing these retreats, and they're all focused on done with you, because I don't want you to think that, oh, we have to hire them. They're just going to do all these different things, and we're never going to learn this. We can never help ourselves. No, we want to teach you these things. That's the goal, is to teach you how to do these things.
Yeah, nice. Teach them how to fish.
There you go.
Guys, Jonathan Hawkins here on Person of Interest. He's here with me at my $1 Million Coaching Summit. He spent the last 2 days with my team. They all said it was incredibly valuable. They thanked me for bringing you in. They were appreciative. And we're going to be helping people through this Monster Marketer division. And I want you to be on the lookout for events, consultations. If they're interested right now, they can email us, right? And say, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah, they can email us. We've also set up a landing page, bit.ly/Monster Marketer. We'll put it in the link below. And I want to say that we've created a new tagline, a new slogan. I know you have yours for Monster Producer, but a Monster Marketer is a legendary creature that combines marketing to scale their business.
There we go.
That's what we're doing through Monster Marketer.
Amen. That's good. Jonathan Hawkins, you are a person of interest. A young person of interest, right? 20-something years old?
27.
Man, you're the oldest 27-year-old I know. And I mean that in a positive way.
Good.
Right? So thank you for being on Person of Interest. Thank you for helping me partner on this and build this division. I think there's tremendous opportunity, and I think you're really helping people reach a lot more people in the world and capitalize. So God bless you, big guy.
Thank you. You too.
Another edition of Person of Interest. We believe people of interest are must-haves versus nice-to-haves. And I like spending time with fascinating people, doing fascinating things, going to fascinating places, typically making fascinating money. That's what I like too. So I'm Coach Michael Burt. Everybody needs a good coach in life.
What makes a person of interest? Coach Michael Burt cuts to the chase, interviewing some of the biggest names in the world. How do they think? What makes them tick? What are their thought processes? And how they became a person of interest.